Hey there, David back in the shop for another trick. This one's a glue up trick and one that you've probably run into a couple of times if you've ever tried to glue up a corner miter. You've got two 45s making frames. Gluing them up and getting the miter itself is fun enough, but the trick is, how do you put the pressure on it to hold that glue in place when it's drying? How do you clamp it up? Now, frequently you'll add a biscuit or some dowels or something like that to hold it in place, and that will help a lot. But do you have to do that? No, you don't. The problem, if you're not using that, is let's say you go to put this clamp on here and you push it this way, well, it slides forward along the bevel. So we're gonna show you how to fix that by using a couple of pieces of scrap. So we put our two pieces of our mitered frame together. We have a couple pieces of scrap here. 3/4 inch plywood works fine. If you've got solid wood laying around, that's great too. It can be the same thickness, a little wider, a little thinner, but close is good. What we're going to do is set these in place, and they're going to become our clamping cauls. Now the trick is, we're going to take these and make it so that we can put a clamp across this way, getting constant pressure across where that joint really is. What we're going to do is cut some notches. So I've taken my adjustable square and I've set it so the blade is basically right touching against that bevel. And I'm going to mark at, let's say 3 inches and 8 inches. How about that? Because you don't want to go too far up. You want to keep the pressure tight, closer to the joint. So 8 is about as far as I want to go. So I'll do 8 and 3. And I'll take my adjustable square, put it right there. I'm going to mark around that corner. Do the same thing at the 8-inch mark. I'm not left-handed. Quick stop at the bandsaw and we'll come back and show you how to clamp it up. So what we're going to do is basically cut out these two notches. Clean cuts are good. This is an opportunity to practice your bandsawing technique, but it doesn't have to be perfect. We just need to take this waste away. Okay, so we're back over at the bench. We've got our notches cut. Now, we put our two joints together. We've got glue on it. We don't want to run these right to the corner because honestly, you want to be able to see this point and keep an eye on where that joint is as you glue it up. So pull these away. And actually, here's another thought. If you wanted to make one of these that was kind of a permanent one piece and you had a little more material to waste, you could make this out of one L-shaped piece of wood, but you'd still want to cut a hole there so that you could see this corner miter and access and be able to see how tight that miter is coming together. So leave a hole there so that it's exposed. Now, to keep these from sliding along the groove as well, along the angle, we're going to take some clamps and put those in place on the outside here, like so. And like so. Sorry for blocking your view. They don't have to be tight, they just need to keep it from sliding. Now we go back to our miter, take our first clamp, put it across this way, right into our cuts, and this is where you test your miter. You can see it moving, you can see it hopefully not moving as the clamps pull tight. They do need to bite, and once they're bit, you're in good shape. Then you take your second clamp, come a little higher because we need to close up both sides of that miter. Let that catch. Actually, we're going to need to slide this just a hair so that we can get that clamp in right. Because we want to get full surface on there and not have it rolling off. Oh, now see what we're doing there? Be careful because you can adjust your miter by moving in and out. How am I? A little bit of adjustment. And you slide just a hair. And this is an opportunity where those biscuits actually would help out. And you don't want to over tighten because you're going to pull it out of corner. But you've got a nice tight joint there. and a beautiful miter closing up on the other side. And that's your trick to make some mitering calls to glue up frame miters.